let's talk about this nice girl thing. Now, it is so common in the world for women to behave like this, but I'm going to give you my example and see if you can relate. I had a very senior management job title, yep, went in under the impression that's how I was. I acted how I needed to be a manager, and I noticed that there was friction with me and the other male employees that I worked for, my male bosses. I then switched into the nice girl mode. I asked them if they were okay. I said, yes, please, and thank you. I'm so sorry. And then I would go and get the teas and the coffees and, oh, you want me to bring you the mail? Oh, I'm so nice. And they would praise me for getting that for them. And it's that praise that I think girls are so used to growing up that then becomes ingrained in us as women, that that's how we get noticed, which is true to an extent, but it's true that that then gets us praise and we lead into this nice girl image, because when we're not the nice girl, people don't react to us how we think they should or how we like or how it needs to be. And then I realized I ended up being a secretary to these people instead of this big powerful management role that I was in, because that would be the only way that they would allow me in meetings, would allow me to hear more information or whatever it was on the day. How many of you seriously can relate to that we switch into this nice girl thing, and when we do nice girl, people like us, people are friendly to us, people respond to us better. Yeah, if I show up being assertive and this is, your mail's downstairs if you want to go and grab, instead of getting it for them, it's this, you're on the level with them and it makes them uncomfortable, or it makes them feel like you shouldn't act like that because you're a woman, you should be nice. But I say no more to this nice girl thing, because the nice girl does not get you anywhere. Being a nice girl does not get you a promotion at work if that's what you're interested in. The nice girl doesn't get you more friends or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a relationship. It doesn't. When you're assertive and you're confident and you know what you want, that's how you attract more into your life. Because when we have this nice girl persona, we're just attracting that isn't really what we want, because we're not acting how we want to act and who we really are. Do you get that? Like, do you know what I mean? How if we just keep being the nice girl, we're not really showing up as our personality. We're not really showing up as our full, authentic self. We have molded ourselves to fit into others so others will like us. Men do not do that. The majority of men, I'm going to put that out there, right? Like, some men do actually this, but the majority of men are not taught that. It's a women thing. It's a girl thing. You've always got to be a good girl, a nice girl. Don't be so mean. Be nice. We never say to boys, be a nice boy. You don't, do you? I mean, have you ever heard it? Like, you don't say be nice to boys that often. Like, it's not a thing. When I was younger, very quickly, I remember my parents used to tell me I was bossy. Oh my God, I would get it a lot as a kid. I was the youngest of three, and my parents, and at school as well, it wasn't just my parents, at school, I would get told I was bossy. You'd be such a bossy girl. Yet, if I was a boy, they would not have called me bossy. They would have said that I was being a leader, or I was being assertive. You're really good at leading the way and going forward and being a good team player and, you know, moving people along, whatever it might be. But a girl is bossy. Don't be so bossy. You need to be nice. Be nice to those other boys and girls. Right? Like, how many of you have heard that? That's a thing. That girls are then pulled down to just be nice. So I learned that, people don't like it when I do that. People don't like me if I behave like that, which actually isn't always true, is it? It really isn't. We like women in power. We like to see women up there being assertive and leading the way. Actually, for me, I'm in awe of women like that. And I like to think I'm like that myself now, because it's actually inspiring. It's empowering. Women have so much to offer the world, and when we fall back into this trap of being a nice girl, we come back into being what everyone else wants us to be. We close ourselves off from our intuition, our inner voice, our inner world that helps us make decisions, that helps us move forward. And that's when we fall into this trap as well of being indecisive, not being able to make a decision because we're being a nice girl. We're being this other persona, and we then can't tap into what we really want. And then we're labeled indecisive. Can't make up a decision. Needs a man to make a decision for her, right? And we look to other people. We look to things outside ourselves and in the world to make a decision for us. That then leads to the lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, self-worth, etc., etc., right? So back to this nice girl thing. Honestly, moving out of it is pretty easy. Once you get the hang of it and you make a decision that I'm not going to be a nice girl anymore and I'm going to start being assertive and I'm going to live the life I want. I'm going to listen to my inner self, my inner being, what I need and what I want. Then I can show up in the world a better person, but a better version of me, and I would attract in the people and the situations and the opportunities and the experiences and the adventures that I want and I need for my life and for myself. I'm then able to show up in my purpose and live a life that I was put here for and that I was meant to be here, why I was put on this planet at this time. To stop this nice girl thing, I would recommend you start putting a boundary in place. So let's use work, because I use work as an example. Let's say you're the girl, the woman, the girl who always gets the teas. Don't do it anymore. Just go and get yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Don't ask anyone else. Instead, say this, because we don't want to be the nice girl, but we're also still kind. There's a very different thing between nice and being kind, by the way. But I would do this. I would go and get myself a cup of tea. I would come back into the room and I would say, the kettle's boiled if anyone wants to go and grab themselves a drink. I've just boiled the kettle. It's really hot. Go and grab yourself one now before it gets cold. Do you see the difference? Rather than, hey, who wants a drink? Da, 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 right? Like, that's just one example, but just turning it slightly and it will make a big shift in your life. People will start to pay notice and attention to you, by the way. And they'll be like, oh, she didn't make me a drink, or she hasn't done this. She always does that. But that's what we want. And that's how we start to make boundaries, and we start setting that perimeter of what we expect in our lives and how we expect people to be around us and behave, right? So go and use that example if that's something you do. Let me think of another one for you. So we've got something at work. Let's do a home life. Maybe you're the nice girl and you always just come home from work and you always make the dinner. You and your husband, your partner always work the same hours, you have the same responsibilities outside of work, outside of the home, but you're the one who always has to make dinner. Just say to your partner, hey, I'm really tired this evening. Do you think you can make dinner tonight? I've already meal planned, prepped, or whatever, it's out there on the side. That'd be great, thank you. Right? Like, I think sometimes it's just opening up that conversation and starting it off and getting it moving. Maybe you're the one who always picks up your children from school, so you can ask your partner, your husband to do it. Or, you need an hour at home in an evening. Hey, I just need an hour. I'm going to go run the bath and read a book. Do you mind just looking after the children because I need an hour to myself? Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's just learning to start putting it in places. Now, when I first started doing this, and I was a bad nice girl, by the way, a bad nice girl, because I would just change to be the nice girl because it was like resistance all the time. I'm this manager, I have so many ideas and an entrepreneur, and you'd be up against this barrier all the time. So it would just be easier to be the nice girl, to make my life at work easier. But that starts playing on yourself, and that starts crushing your self-esteem and making you feel really crap about yourself. If you're in a situation like that, I would, if it was me, I would be looking at, is this the right place for me? Is this the right place? Do I need to change up where I am? Because you can't change people, and when you change, people around you will start reacting differently to you, but it doesn't mean they change. And I think that's an important thing to just remember. But anyway, but I do always find that there are occasions where I will be the nice girl just to make things easy, just to make things a bit smoother. But learning to really get out of it all together and move into this assertive woman who I really want to be, the woman who can make decisions and has confidence and just goes all in on something. So yeah, let's together stop this nice girl era, because I'm so over it. It is absolutely time for women, female empowerment era and strength, and not nice girl doing the right thing. Got to be nice to everyone else before we can be nice to ourselves. No. I don't even like the word nice. It reminds me of nice biscuits. I don't know if you've ever had them in the UK. They're bland and boring and whatever. That's what I say. They're inoffensive and like whatever. Forgettable is the word. They are forgettable. You don't want to be forgettable. Do not be that. If this is resonating with you at all, this video, I have a free self-discovery guide I'll put down below, and this is going to help you learn where in your life you could be putting boundaries in place and how you can start taking power of your own life and get out of this nice girl image. It is time. We are too old to still be doing this nice girl thing. It is time to get rid of it and really make a new wave for all of us. So I'll put the self-discovery guide down below. You can go and grab it. My name is Joanne Moore. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and liking this video. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. And I'd love to know what you do as a nice girl. What is it that you get into the trap of doing that's deemed a nice girl? Let me know in the comments below.